Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you with a look into the Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar match coming up at SummerSlam 2015. Of course, this is the big one that's going to be held in Brooklyn. A little bit of a surprise. We haven't seen Undertaker at a SummerSlam since 2010. We haven't seen Undertaker wrestle at a SummerSlam since, I believe, 2008. So, Taker became this guy who's sort of just once a year kind of a deal. I don't really like the build-up to the SummerSlam match, basically being of we haven't seen Taker since WrestleMania 30 when he lost to Brock Lesnar. Of course, Brock beating the streak being the basis of this match and what the basis of the story is. They're basically treating us like WrestleMania 31 never happened, with The Undertaker facing Brock Lesnar. I know it was a match that a lot of us didn't really have attention to, and not that many people really talked about the build-up or the match itself. But it still happened, and it's just a little bit weird. It just doesn't sort of make sense, and I know I keep thumping that on the head, but I was there, and I saw Taker, I saw Bray. The match wasn't that great, but I still saw what I saw, and WWE treating it like it never happened doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. In this match, you can definitely see by looking at Taker, we haven't seen him since basically their big brawl the night after Battleground, when the match was named, and he came out to attack Paul Heyman. But then Brock Lesnar came and the fight was on and they brawled in the ring, outside of the ring, in the back until the cops had to come and break the situation up. And it does, basically seeing Undertaker not inside the arena, walking to the ring or inside of the ring, it sort of took away the stigma or like the fairy tale of Undertaker really being a dead guy. You really saw him as a guy. I've always thought of it as like the Undertaker with the gongs. I know that you see him walk out of the back to start his entrance, but it was almost like the gong to me was like him being ascended from hell, and he was coming to the ring to fight his opponent. And I know it doesn't make a lot of sense. You have to disband a lot of your belief about what is real and what is fake. But hell, it's professional wrestling at the end of the day. When you watch Tough Enough these days, they're explaining what a babyface and what a heel is. They're showing how to take bumps. So I mean, like the business has really been pulled back, and I know there's a lot of things about wrestling that I don't like because they try to treat it like they're making a movie or a television show, and they're not just treating it like it's wrestling. But at the end of the day, they always put on a great show. The Undertaker is one of those guys with a great gimmick that has really made a lot of money off of his gimmick more than his wrestling skills. I'm not taking anything away from him. He has his matches, him versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25 and WrestleMania 26. He stole the show at a few WrestleManias. But he's not really one of those guys that I really, blows me away with his wrestling, talent. It's not one of those guys that I go back and watch a lot of Undertaker matches, even though I just paid $50 for this Undertaker 21-1 The Streak Rest in Peace edition. I'm basically buying a wooden box that's numbered to 666, just so I can say that my DVD collection has this rare DVD in it. But Undertaker to me is a lot like Clint Eastwood. That's the guy that when Undertaker comes out there, he's the guy that I think of the most. And he reminds me a lot of the old guy that Eastwood plays in Gran Torino, that is sort of like, holding down his block, making sure that it doesn't get taken over by the gangbangers. And, this is the last stand for Taker. I mean, there's a little bit of talk out there about, basically Taker losing this match at SummerSlam, him throwing in the towel, and, this match being his last match, so he can go into the Hall of Fame at WrestleMania 32. That's not really something that you can not think about. The end is coming, and we talk about WrestleMania 33 being in Minnesota or in Orlando. For the last few years that we've known about Dallas, or it's been rumored for Dallas to be hosting, one of the things that you were really expecting was Undertaker to be going into the Hall of Fame in his home state of Texas, and that being that. So we haven't really seen Taker on Raw. Brock's made his appearance, and Paul Heyman talked a lot, and You know, there really isn't anything building this matchup other than Brock saying that he's going to kill Taker. Taker saying that, you know, Brock's going to have to kill him because that's the only way that he's going to be able to stop him. Maybe another loss is what kills Undertaker. And they can go from there. But we'll have to see. It's going to be a damn good one. It's the main event of SummerSlam. I don't think that's, you know, anybody's debating that. It's going to be the last match, the one that goes on. WWE's really blown away about, you know, the people paying attention to the Brock and Taker storyline. And I'm a little bit surprised that a lot of people are still involved in this storyline, still talking about it, still thinking about it, being how we haven't seen Taker in 3 weeks, I believe, on Monday Night Raw, and, you know, Brock's only been on once since then, but they cost a lot of money to bring in, so we'll see where we're going. I'm still picking Taker in this match, but like I said, think about Undertaker taking a loss just to go into WrestleMania 32 as the Hall of Famer.